Okay, let's get it started. Everybody, could you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Today I listed the new chapter and then last chapter for this course, which is the three-phase AC circuit. So, like so far, we have discussed those are single-phase AC circuits, but in real practice, even in like real power plant, that is the three-phase system. And then once come at our home in industry, those are single phase, and there are some example of three phase. And then of course all the overhead lines, distribution line, transmission lines, those are mostly the three phase system. So that is the reason we will be looking three phase AC circuit. uh, Now the first thing here is I have written, then why are we studying the three phase system? So that's what is the advantages of three over the single phase system. So I have written couple of points like efficiency increase, economical, output power increase, voltage less, current level increase, and maintenance decrease. So therefore, to understand that, just let's have a uh, look at that whiteboard for a moment, and then I'm coming back. So everybody see, first the voltage generation principle in general. For example, this is on circular body. This body is called the armature. Armature, or sometimes it is called stator. This body, circular body. And on that circular body, you see, I have placed one set of coil. And here I will collect the voltage. This is plus minus terminal. Here I will collect the voltage. Now, this is not enough that you will only have coil and it will produce voltage. You need a magnet. So, for example, we have another body. I am giving the name, and to which this shaft is connected. This is called the shaft. So, you all know that term, shaft. And that shaft will rotate at a certain speed. For example, at omega radian per second, it is rotating. And on that rotating body, I placed a magnet. For example, this is the north pole and this is the south pole of the magnet. So, and this body, this circular body is called the rotor. So, everybody see what I am discussing. I am discussing how voltage builds up on a coil, how the voltage is built up on a coil. So now what is the condition? That you should have a one set of coil and you must have a magnet. In this case, this is north pole, south pole. And then either the coil or the magnet must be rotating. So in this case, I am assuming that this body is not rotating. This is static. And I have placed a coil on it and I am rotating this body. So when the shaft is rotating, this means the north pole and south pole is rotating. Now, how it will rotate this shaft? So further there can be other arrangement which we call like turbine. You all know this keyword, the turbine. Now that turbine could be, the gas turbine or oil turbine, whatever it is, gas. It could be oil. It could be coal. It could be, the nuclear. Whatever the source is on that turbine, this turbine will rotate this shaft. And once this shaft rotates, this means magnetic field rotates, voltage will build up. So you can see if you plot this on, you can see on sinusoidal voltage that V, this one, this will look like that. V equal to Vm cosine of omega t. So this is the principle. Now everybody see, and this is called the single phase system because I have only one set of coil. Now because this body is rotating, whatever you have the number of coils, only one set or many set, this shaft will rotate at a certain speed. And to rotate that, you must need some fuel input like gas, oil, coal, nuclear, steam, water, or wind, whatever it is, you need something. This means you are spending money to make this rotation because you must rotate. Otherwise, there will not be any voltage. So that's why. What's wrong if I place another set of coil here? What is wrong if I place another set of coil here and then collect the voltage from these terminals? So this means that now I can produce one set of voltage here. I can produce another set of voltage on this coil, and I can produce another set of voltage on this coil. But my shaft is the same. My magnetic pole is the same. I have only one set of magnetic pole. So I am getting advantage. What is the advantage? I am able to produce more voltage. Consequently, for example, from this coil, you are getting one set of current. From this coil, you will be getting another set of current. And from this coil, you will be getting another set of current. You are producing more current and you are getting more voltage. So then this system is called the multi-phase system or three-phase system. For example, this is A phase, this is B phase, and this is C phase. And typically they are placed 120 degree apart. From here to here 120, from here to here 120, from here to here 120. So then total 360 degree. So this is the concept of that three-phase system. Everybody, could you follow me what I said?
Is more better?
Yes. So therefore, simply take in that way. For example, everybody think in that way. You have a coil and you have a magnetic pole. Just take in that way. This is a magnet, North Pole, South Pole, and you have a coil. To produce voltage, you need both things. You will produce voltage on the coil, but you must need a magnet. And the principle is that either you have to move the magnetic field around it, or you have to move this coil around it. Then the voltage will develop on the coil. So probably everybody know this is called Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. You remember I was discussing something during the magnetically coupled circuit. So this means you need magnetization to produce voltage on the coil. So now if you see, if you don't move, you are not moving either this one or that one, there will be no voltage. Voltage will be zero. So that's why either you have to move this one or this one. I mean, in this example, I showed that the magnetic field is rotating. I mean, that is the common practice in real field. That's why I said. Now, now you can argue that, okay, I will move this one, also I will move the coil. If you move both things, but there should be relative difference in speed. One should move faster than the other. Then the voltage will build up. Now, if you're moving this one in 500 RPM, this one is moving 500 RPM, then there will be no voltage. So there should be relative difference in their speed. So that's why here you look, everybody, that I have placed coil. This was on coil. This will produce voltage like that. This set will also produce. This set will
So
also
it's
produce.
like three-phase AC.
Three-phase AC, right? Yeah. So I mean, everybody say at first I just drew one set of coil to indicate that that is the single phase system. But everybody see, whatever it is three phase system or the single phase system, you need this arrangement. You must need a turbine, you need a shaft system, you need a magnetic field, or you need a magnet, and you must rotate it. Therefore, because this thing is rotating, it does not matter how many coils you place. So that's why I'm saying that if you place one set of coil, it will produce that single phase. Once you produced many coils, it will produce many voltage and Your current will increase, power will increase. That is the motivation to go with the three-phase system or the multi-phase system. Everybody just got the idea, the three-phase system and single-phase system.
Yes.
Yes. Now let's go back to those bullet points that I have written. Now you will get it. Everybody see what I was discussing, that why we are studying three-phase system. That's why I want to know what are the advantages of three-phase system over single phase. You see, I mean that picture I was explaining you. Everybody see this is North Pole and South Pole. This will move with the help of prime mover or the turbine. That's why it is called the rotor. And this body, as I said this is stator. Now, can you see? It is written like A prime, then B prime, and then C prime. I mean, this represents actually coil. One end of the coil is here and other end of the coil is here. So in that way, you see, from here, this is A, and then this is B, and then this is C. So can you see there are three terminals? Accordingly, it is called three phase, and there is on common point, like all three are connected, it is called the neutral point. So you know, for even for single phase system at your home, you have a phase and you have the neutral. I mean, you have positive and you have negative. Negative is called that neutral. So similarly, in case of three-phase system, there are three sets of coil, and on end are connected, that is A, B, C, and then the remaining terminal are connected with the neutral. So this is the three-phase system. So then what is the benefit that you are getting? Efficiency increase. How the efficiency increase? Because you are getting more output. You are getting output from three sets of coil, but your input is the same. You see, you have only one set of magnet. You don't need three sets of magnet. So
Well, does
that's why.
that also help? Does it make it easier? Because then you'll have Ripple DC.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes. There are many other benefits. So first I am talking this point, that how does the efficiency increase? So everybody, you know that what is the basic definition of efficiency? I mean, for anything, efficiency is output over input, right? Output over input. So in this case, you are getting many outputs. You are getting outputs from three terminal, but your input is the same. So this means using one input, you are getting three sets of different voltages. That is the benefit, that efficiency increase. And then it says economical. Why it says economical? Now you might argue that, okay, I will not make this arrangement. I will separately place single phase, three single phase. You can do that. Like you placed only one set of coil and one magnet. You took another set, you took another set. You thought that, okay, I will be making all single phase system. But then you need three different sets of magnet and you need three separate arrangement. I mean, your circuit will be simple if you use the single coil, but then you need three separate arrangement. That will not be economical. And in that case, your maintenance will increase. But here, what I said, maintenance decrease. Because, for example, I mean, in real practice, time to time, like every few years, you might need to replace these coils. You need to make maintenance, overhauling. You need to take care. Now, because this is one system, on integrated system, just one engineer is fine. One power operator is fine. But if you have three separate systems, your system will be easier, but then you need three separate people, for example, to work simultaneously. So in that sense, with this arrangement, maintenance decrease. And then easily you can understand that your output power increase because you are taking output from three coils, three terminals. You are taking the advantage of this magnetic field rotation. you are taking the advantage of efficiency increase. This means your output power increase and voltage current level increase. Therefore, for example, when you have single phase, your voltage current level low. Think about your home. You have the maximum 120 volt, right? Your most of the devices. But once you go on the power plant, this type of three-phase system or the overhead lines that you can see outside, they have several thousand volt, like 11,000 volt and much more higher voltage. So in that sense, voltage and current level increase. So those are the benefit of having the three-phase system. Everybody, could you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So now we'll go back. This is all like theoretical. Now, as I said, that three sets of voltage will be produced here. So how does it look like? So everybody see? Here I have given the name like phase on, phase 2, and then phase 3. So everybody see, look, first phase on. This is the 0 point, and I am showing this on just the magnitude, 1 per unit. This does not mean that this is the 1 volt. This is a per unit. This is simplified scale version. This one could be, as I said, 11,000 volt or even much higher. But in this case, you assume that this is 120 volt that is available at your home, for example. So everybody see, phase 1, it is starting from 0, and then you all know this pattern. Here it is 180 degree, here it is 90 degree, and then here 270 degree, and then 360 degree. And then what I am writing for phase on, everybody look, phase on, you can say VAT, A phase, A phase, B phase, C phase, or like phase on, phase 2, phase 3. It is the same thing. So you are familiar this one, Vm cosine of omega t. So therefore we discussed so far only this format, only one phase. Now everybody see phase 2. Now see the first equation for phase 2, VBT, Vm cosine of omega t minus 120. You see, from here it will be 120 degree later or the lagging. So that's why you see in the figure, it is starting on this line along the 0 line at this point. So this is 90 degree, then another 30 degree, so 120 degree later. So therefore in that way it is going on. That's why you can see it is shown in that way. And then again see the VCT, Vm cosine of omega t minus another 120. Therefore really minus 240 degree here. But then in the anti-clockwise, it is plus 120. So that's why it is written plus 120. So, and then this is the page. You see, it starts here. So therefore now you see, if you see, this thing is called the amplitude or the peak point. If you compare the peak of all three, they are coming 120 degree apart. You see later, you see 120 from this point to this point, from this point to this point, 120. So therefore from today, everybody, you will learn that, you will keep in mind that in three-phase system, all three phases are displaced by 120 degree. Phase-to-phase difference is 120 degree. So therefore, again, once again, let's take you to that board. It will be much clear. So therefore, let me erase something. Let me erase this portion. Just keep that. So if I draw this one, for example, this is producing, this is set number A, this is coil set B, this is coil set C. So VA, here VA, and then this is 120 degree. From here to here, this is 120 degree later. That's why everybody see, clockwise, I went 120 degree. This is 120 degree. This is VB position. And then again, I will go another 120 degree. Sorry. I will be going another 120 degree. This is VC. So therefore from here, another 120. Or in other words, anti-clockwise, this is 120 degree. So you see everybody, so this is V. If you say that, okay, its angle is 0 degree, this is my reference. But then here, after 120 degree, B side voltage will produce. Then another 120 degree later, C phase will produce. So there is a phase difference of 120 degree for the three-phase system. So that's why when you will be writing the expression, like you noticed that VA equal to VM cosine of omega t. That is for phase A. Then once you will be writing the equation for phase B, again, the magnitude is the same. Everybody notice the VM, this is the same. Only difference is the phase angle. So therefore here this is omega t minus 120 degree. Therefore that minus is coming because really you have placed the coil physically 120 degree apart. That is the reason. And then how would you write the C phase? This one VC. Again, the magnitude is the same, which is the VM. Then cos. Actually, you can write that, okay, I have all the way, everybody see, from here to here all the way, it is 240 degree. So minus 240 degree, actually. But if you think the anti-clockwise, from here to here, if you go anti-clockwise, then it is plus 120 degree. So that's why sometimes you will see it is written instead of this one, plus 120 degree. This means V is equal to Vm cosine of omega t plus 120. It is written in that way so that, okay, it is easy to remember, oh, minus 120, then it is plus 120. But actually it is minus 240 degree if you go clockwise, the phase of the C. That's why it is written like anti-clockwise so that you can say 120. So that's why Vm cosine of omega t plus 120 degree. Everybody, could you follow me?
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore now go back to that again. Yes, the once again, everybody see here. That is the thing I was telling, the last one, the C phase or the phase 3, Vm cosine of omega t minus 240 degree, it should be, but it is written plus 120 degree with respect to the anti-clockwise. Therefore, from today, everybody, you must remember these things. Like as a engineer, you have to remember what is the phase relationship or how you can express their instantaneous voltage equation. So, I mean, the first one you all know well. So far we have covered this thing. These two are the new thing, B phase and C phase. But again, you see the magnitude is the same. Vm, cosine of, there is frequency, omega t, only they are differed by 120 degree phase. And if you really see through the oscilloscope, you all know the oscilloscope, right? So if you see really through the oscilloscope, three-phase system, you will be really noticing this type of response. These are the real response. They look like the sinusoidal, but there is phase difference of 120 degree. That is the meaning. So that's why I have written all three phases are displaced by 120 degree. That is the basic feature. Excuse me, everybody. Like those who are the computer major, I mean only computer, not both or not the electrical. So I think this is your last chance to learn about the three-phase system. There is no other courses that will cover this three-phase system. So therefore, those whose background is computer, please everybody look carefully. And those whose background is electrical and then dual, you must go to the energy conversion course, EEC 4201. That is the first chapter. This three-phase will be the first chapter. We will spend like 5-6 classes there. Very detailed we will be looking. But then here only I will be covering like today and then next class and something maybe next week. But this is your last chance. So this chapter will not be covered in any other course. That's why please everybody look carefully. Okay, now moving forward, everybody understood that three-phase system. Now there are a couple of things. Everybody see what I have written: balanced or symmetrical system, unbalanced or unsymmetrical system. So what I said, balanced or symmetrical system means the voltage or current magnitude of all three phases are equal and three phases are displaced by 120 degree. I mean the thing that we learned just now. So when they have the phase displacement of 120 degree and their magnitude for all three phases are the same, whether it is voltage or current. Everybody see, these things are not only applicable voltage, they are true for the current as well. For example, you are writing the current expression, IAT, IBT, ICT, same thing. Im, cosine, Im. So instead of V, you will be using the current magnitude. That's all. So that's why it is written, for whether it is voltage or current, for all three phases, the magnitude will be same, equal, and they should be displaced by 120. Then you will call it balanced or symmetrical system. Now, what is the unbalanced, unsymmetrical? That voltage, current, magnitude are not equal, but three phases are displaced by 120 degree. Now, you are noticing that, okay, they are maintaining the 120 degree phase difference, but somehow, unfortunately, the three phase magnitude is not the same. For example, just take an example that at your home you have three phase system and you are measuring voltage. In one phase you got 120, that is fine, but then in other phase you got 90 volt. In other phase you got the 150 volt. Like all three are the different. That is problematic, and that is called the unbalanced and unsymmetrical system. So here just I am showing that example. You see this is like A prime, B prime, C prime. They are producing AC. That is the meaning. And this is the thing I showed you on the whiteboard. Like VAA prime, that is producing 120 volt, for example, at an angle of 0 degree. This is the reference. And then with respect to this reference, what is the BB prime? That is, you see, magnitude 120, angle minus 120. Then what is the CC prime? Then anti-clockwise plus 120. So this is the example of the balanced three-phase source or balanced three-phase system. Now for the unbalanced system, for example, that 0 degree minus 120 plus 120, that is fine. But here it is 120, here you got 90. Or you got a little bit bigger or smaller than this. And then again, this may be changed. May or may not be changed. If any of the magnitude is changed anywhere, that is called the unbalanced system. And that is problematic. So therefore, what is the issue? We will be discussing later. Everybody, could you follow me?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just the balanced or unbalanced or symmetrical or unsymmetrical three-phase system, the definition. Okay, now because it is the three-phase system, you see, here I was showing you this picture, like A prime on set of coil, B P prime, second set of coil, and C prime, third set of coil. Now, because there are three sets of coil, so you don't know in this construction that how they are connected. Because it is three phase, it can be delta connected, it can be Y connected. You see what I have written? Star or Y and delta, three phase system. So you all know the Y and delta that you have even learned in case of DC circuit, like resistance or in Y form or in delta form. Because there are three systems. Now see this example. For example, this is one phase, A prime. And then this is BB prime, another phase. And this is another system. Now you see there is a common point. So you all know in case of the Y, there should be a common point. This is that common point. And see this structure. This is called delta. So therefore A prime, then B prime, then C prime. So there is no common point, but there is common point between two phases, between two sets of voltage, and then these things is going on. These are called the line. Everybody, do you understand the structure? I mean, Y and then delta. Think about the, in case of resistance, you have done a lot in DC circuit. Like you have a combination of three resistance in the Y, then you convert it into delta, or you had the delta, you convert it into Y. So in this case, this delta and Y is coming for the three-phase system, meaning that in case of three-phase system, the coils could be connected either in this format or in that format. Again, there are relative advantage and disadvantages of these methods. We will be gradually looking those things. But this is the definition or the structure. So now there are a couple of things everybody see. It was like A prime, then B prime, C prime. Again in this picture also same. After that, can you see? C is going to a line which I have given here X name, and then it is going Y, and then this is G. This means that, for example, everybody see, this is your three-phase Y connected power generation system or voltage generation system, and then that is going towards the line. These lines, like those overhead lines, and then people will be using from these lines. Everybody assume that this is a power plant. In power plant, three-phase voltage is being produced with this Y connected coils, and then you have to send it, you have to transmit it, or you have to distribute it to the consumers, to the customers. So that's why this X, Y, and Z, these portions are called the line. And these things, A prime, B prime, C prime, these are called the phase. These are called the phase. So therefore, when it is the coil itself, individual coil itself, those are called the phase. And once they are connected to the outside line, these are called the line. So here, once you are talking about X, Y, Z, you will be telling three line, like X line, Y line, and Z line. Once you are talking about only this one, you will be using the word phase. Phase A, phase B, phase C. And once you are talking about X, Y, Z in this portion, you will be using the word line, like X line, Y line, Z line. I mean, again, three line system. Instead of three-phase system, you could say like three-line system. Once they are going towards the customers, they are going through the distribution line or transmission line. Same thing in case of delta, these are like individual phase. This is phase A phase, C phase, and then those phases are connected to the outside line. So that's why X, Y, Z, those are the line, three-line system. I think here I have written those things. You see, the currents through the actual elements, source or load, are referred to as the phase current. Similarly, the voltage across the actual elements, source or load, are referred to as the phase voltage. So therefore, phase current, phase voltage, and then you see I have written the currents through the X and Y and Z are called the line current. And the voltage between pairs of these points are called line-to-line voltage. So meaning that everybody say, as I said, for example, look, this structure, the current is flowing, for example, here, and then it is going. Current is flowing and it is going towards Y. Current is flowing and then it is going towards J for people use, for customers use. So therefore here, when it is A prime, you will be calling this the phase current. This is the phase current, phase current. Once it is here, then you will be calling it line current. I mean, in this case, because this is Y connection, everybody see, actually it is the same current. C prime, this current, sorry, this current and this X current is the same because they are connected in series. Same thing, the current is the same, but still you will be using the terminology phase current when it is only here. When it is here, you will be using the line current. That is the meaning of this. The currents through the X and G element are called line current, like IL equal to IX, IJ. And when they are flowing through the actual elements, whatever it is, power source or as a load, you will be calling that phase current. Now, similarly, you are measuring the voltage. For example, you are measuring the voltage only here, only between A and A point. You connected a voltmeter, that is the phase voltage. Here, that is the phase voltage. But you are measuring the voltage between these 2 points, between X and Y. This is the line to line voltage or phase to phase voltage. You are measuring voltage between Y and J. Line to line voltage or phase to phase voltage. Everybody, could you follow me what I am saying?
Yes.
The same thing. Everybody see same thing. When you are measuring the voltage between C and C prime, these 2 points, it is called the phase voltage. But once you connect the voltmeter between point X and Y, you call it the line to line voltage. So the phase voltage, line to line voltage. So that is the thing. You see, the voltage between pairs of these points are called line to line voltage, VLL. And then see this one, the voltage across actual elements are referred to as the phase voltage. So therefore, everybody, I mean, very seriously concentrated on this terminology, phase voltage and line to line voltage, phase current and line current. In case of current, it is not line to line. You see, because current, current will flow through series circuit. So it is not line to line. Current flows in series. But voltage, you must need 2 points to measure the voltage, right? That's why in case of voltage, it is called line to line voltage when you are measuring. Now everybody see, there is pretty interesting conclusion. Everybody look carefully. If you look this on only, if you connect a ammeter here, everybody see, if you connect a ammeter here and connect a ammeter at the point Y, their readings should be the same, right? Because they are connected in series. Same thing, if you connect an ammeter and that will measure the current of this phase, but then if you connect a ammeter here, still the current is the same for this phase because they are connected in series. So this means conclusion is that in case of Y connection, the line current and phase current is the same. The phase current and line current is the same for each phase. But everybody see, you are measuring voltage between these 2 points, between A and A prime. And then say you got 120 volt, just an example. But next time, if you connect a voltmeter between X and Y, will still the voltage be the same? Will the voltage be the same? Everybody, do you understand my question?
Voltage is the same.
If you connect the ammeter at which point?
No, the voltmeter. I am measuring the voltage. Everybody.
Oh, if you connect the voltmeter at point what?
Okay, between point X and Y.
Yeah,
So,
it should be the same. You said they're in series, so it should be the same.
no, I am everybody say I am connecting a voltmeter between point X and Y. I have a voltmeter.
Oh, so it would be in parallel then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is in parallel. But you see, what I said, everybody listen my question. First, I connect a voltmeter between point A and A prime. So this means that is measuring voltage here. And then, for example, you got 120 volt, just an example. And then see the structure. It is connected at this point, like A prime, and then at this point, C prime and C connected, and this is the X, and this is point Y. I am connecting a voltmeter between X and Y. So will it give you the 120 volt still, or it will be different? What is your guess?
240?
I mean, that is the guess, right? I mean, you are summing, but at least you told the different thing. That is right. Yeah, may not be 240 volt, could be different thing. So that thing we are coming, we will be learning today. It will not be 240 volt. It will be different volt. Can you guess why it is not 240? What is the problem? What is the comeback?
They're not in phase, and so
Yeah. Can you see the phase difference, everybody? Therefore, if you add this on, this does not mean that you will be getting VM, 2 VM, because there is phase angle. Same thing, if you add this to, this does not mean that you will get 2 VM, because there is phase difference. I mean, that is the thing, phasor algebra you learned, or in case of vector, it is called the vector sum or the phasor sum. It is not like you will be getting twice voltage or even half voltage. You don't know, it will be a different number. Unless you add, you cannot see it. So, but at least everybody see what I am saying, that if you connect a voltmeter here, and if you connect a voltmeter between A and A prime, the reading will be different, right? The reading will be different. Whatever the magnitude you get between X and Y, at least you can guess the magnitude will be different. We are coming that point later. Now everybody come back this structure. Now everybody listen to me and answer my question. Now look, you connect a voltmeter between C and C prime. This means you are measuring here. And then for example, you got 120 volt. Okay. And then next time you connected a voltmeter between point X and Y. What should be the reading now?
it should be. It's going to be a series reading, wouldn't it? You
No,
said
no,
we're
no.
connected X and Y.
Why are you using the term series? Because I am measuring the voltage. I need 2 points, right? So
Oh, okay. I see. Never mind. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's going to be 120 or whatever C prime is.
yes. So everybody see, in this case, the voltage between C and C prime and the voltage between X and Y, it is the same. Because you see, essentially it is the same point. You see, this is just a wire. So essentially this is the point and this is the point. So therefore connecting voltmeter between C prime and connecting voltmeter between X and Y, it is the same thing. So therefore they will give you the same voltmeter reading. The same thing, everybody look. You connect a voltmeter between A and A prime and you got 120 volt, for example. And next time you connected voltmeter between point Y and G. Is it not the same thing? Because still you are measuring between this point and this point. As I said, this is just the terminal. This is a like very small cable. It will be the same. Same thing. If you connect voltmeter between B prime and you are measuring the voltage between point X and between point G, see, still the reading will be the same. I mean, why I am asking you these things and why I am discussing, because we will draw some important conclusion for this configuration and for this configuration. So therefore here what you get, what conclusion I got? The conclusion is that phase voltage and line to line voltage is the same. Everybody see, as I said, that when you are measuring voltage between X and Y, that is called line to line voltage. But when you are measuring the voltage between C and C prime, it is called the phase voltage. But because the voltmeter reading will be the same, what is the conclusion? You can say the phase voltage equals to the line to line voltage in case of delta connection. Everybody, could you follow me what I said?
Yes.
So, I mean, that is the conclusion. We want to, because these things will be needed to solve numerical problem. Like what you will be doing, you will be looking the structure. Oh, it looks like delta. Whatever the voltage here, the same voltage will appear here. You see, okay, there the voltage magnitude is given between A and A prime. Oh, then same voltage will be appear between Y and Z. That is the thing I am emphasizing, that for this structure, the phase voltage and line to line voltage are the same. Then now come back this structure. In this case, you see, when you are measuring voltage between X and Y, which is called line to line voltage, that is not the same as the phase voltage when you are measuring the voltage between A and A prime or C and C prime. Right, that makes sense. Like Priscilla, you said that it will be 240 volt, like 120, 120. I mean, that is not right, but at least you are right that this
Well, whatever the combination of those two are, given the
exactly. So therefore, that's why I am saying, just everybody listen. At least you can conclude that the voltage between X and Y, which is called line to line voltage, is not the same as the phase voltage. But in this case, line to line voltage is the same as the phase voltage. This is the conclusion. In this case, the conclusion is line to line voltage is not the same as the phase voltage. So the next question comes, then what is the relationship? So I will show you that relationship soon. I mean, what conclusion you will get? Line to line voltage will be
will be a
root,
combination of two
root
branches
3,
in
yes,
a Y connection,
yeah,
and then
root
the
3,
delta
right,
connect.
right. It will be root 3 times of this voltage. Everybody see? For example, here you got 120 volt. So here you will be getting root 3 times of that. So therefore, I think you will be getting 208 volt. Can you calculate? 120 multiplied by root 3. 120 multiplied by root 3. How much are you getting? Is it 208?
208, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So therefore, I mean, I will discuss later that how I got that. Everybody keep in mind as an engineer from today that in case of Y connected system, the line to line voltage will be root 3 times of the phase voltage. This is the common thing. This means that like Priscilla, you are telling that, okay, this voltage plus this voltage, if you add the vectorically, exactly you will be getting that 208 volt, assuming this is 120. So therefore, how we got that we are coming, but everybody keep that relationship. I mean, I have the summary slide later, I will show you, but it will be root 3 times. Okay, now come back here once again. Then what is the current relationship? We discussed so far the voltage relationship. What is the current? For
Current
example,
relationship in Y connection is all of them, isn't it? It's in series.
all series, right? So the current will be the same because it is series. So therefore, everybody see what I am saying. For example, you connected a ammeter here. This means that you connected the ammeter in series with this phase. So that is called the phase current. And for example, you got 10 ampere, just an example. You got 10 ampere. Next time, you connected the ammeter at the point Y. But it's still, because it is series, you will get the same reading, 10 ampere. The same thing goes for this phase and this phase. If you connect a ammeter here at point G, the current that will flow, the same thing if you connect the ammeter here. It will give you the same reading because it is connected in series. So therefore, the conclusion for Y connected system, the phase current and line current are the same. Phase current, line current are the same. As I said that X and Y and Z, this point called the line, and these things is called the phase. Now everybody come back this thing, think about the current relationship. Now everybody say and answer me. For example, you connected a ammeter here in this line. I mean either here or here, but in this page, and that ammeter gave you 10 ampere reading. Everybody listen, my question, you got 10 ampere, and the next time you connected the ammeter at point X. Is it be 10 ampere or different?
It's different.
Different, perfect. Or you connected the ammeter at point Y. It should be different because you don't know that what is the combination of this one and this one, and there is phase difference. So you see, that is the problem, that something is going here, and that is going. Even you cannot say that it is 10 ampere here, 10 ampere here, it will be 20. Even not, because there is phase difference. You understand? Because there is phase difference, so we have to do vectorically. You cannot straightforward say that it will be 10 plus 10, 20 here. It is no. But at least you can guess that it will be different. Now the rule is that if you get 10 ampere here, everybody see, then you will be getting root 3 times of that here. So therefore you multiply 10 multiplied by root 3, that current will flow through X or through Y or through J. That is the meaning. So therefore the rule is that in case of delta connection, line current will be root 3 times of the phase current. But line to line voltage will be the same as the phase voltage. In this case, line current and phase current will be the same, but line to line voltage will be root 3 times of the phase voltage. That is the relationship between this structure and this structure. So therefore, I think I have summarized those things here. Where is that one? Oh, I think I did not write that one. I think I showed just through example. Okay, everybody see this one. Look, this 3-phase Y connection system. So therefore, everybody look, the example, this is A phase, this is B phase, this is C phase. Okay, and everybody look, if it is 3-phase Y connected system, then this at this common point, you can connect a neutral line. You can connect a neutral line. But in this structure, you see, example of 3-phase delta, this is A phase, this is B phase, this is C phase. Is there any common point among all 3 phases? No. Because there is no, I mean, you can say that there is common point between 2 phases here, but there is no common point among all 3 phases. That's why in case of 3-phase delta, there is no neutral line. So everybody from today keep in mind, therefore the neutral line is only for the Y connected system at the common point. But here there is no neutral line. Okay, now come back. That is the thing I was telling you. Everybody see? Look, I am measuring this is the phase A. This is the A phase coil. So I am measuring the voltage between this phase to neutral. Neutral means this point actually. This is 120. But then see, I am measuring the voltage, for example, between phase A and phase B. Look, phase A and phase B, 208 volt, root 3 times of that one. Or I am measuring voltage between phase A and phase C, 208. Or I am measuring between phase B and phase C, 208. But once I am measuring, you see, just phase to neutral, everybody say, phase A to neutral, 120. Phase B to neutral, 120. You see, phase C to neutral, 120 volt. Everybody, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
This means now everybody see at your home, everybody home, yeah, it is mostly the single phase system. So at your home, when you get 120, basically this is your structure. You have one phase and you have the neutral. That is your structure. And that thing is coming from that Y connected system. Therefore, in some industry, in case of industry, mostly they are the 3-phase system, and that is the Y connected. Because Y connected system has the neutral. So therefore the question is then where is that 3-phase delta is used? 3-phase delta is not used typically in case of house or industry. These are used along the overhead line. So on advantage of this system that you don't need this neutral line because there is no way to connect it. So that's why you cannot use power from this one directly because it has no neutral line. You cannot connect your device with this system because of the absence of the neutral line. That's why to transmit power over the distribution line or transmission line, you can use this system so that you can save the cost of the neutral line. I mean, although it is neutral line, but still you need to expend some cost. You have to bear some cost for that neutral line. That is the advantage. But for the safety purpose, this is not safe because there is no neutral connection. So you all know that the neutral is ultimately connected to the grounding system, like at your home. So therefore neutral line basically it is connected to the grounding system for the safety purpose. But you see, here there is no neutral. So this means this connection is not safe for you, for people's use. That's why typically the delta connected system are not used in home or even in industry. Those are mostly used only along the overhead line. Where people don't need to use power, in those places the delta is used so that you don't need the neutral line and you are saving the cost. And once again, you need to use the power. You have to convert from delta into Y with the neutral. Then you can use. So anyway, so for this case, you see the example, when you are measuring the voltage between A phase and B phase, you are getting 480. You are measuring between A and A 480. Always it is the same thing. This is one example. That whatever you measure here and here, it is the same thing. This means in case of delta, phase voltage and line to line voltage are the same. Everybody, could you follow me so far?
Dr. Lee, I have a question. I'm gonna have to run because I have another class, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the final, can you recommend some problems from the book that we can work on?
I'll talk with you later. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everybody, is this fine? So I think I'm run out of time, so I want to stop today. But up to now, is everybody fine? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, just hold on here. Then I will elaborate again in next classes. But, and then we will solve some problem. Then it will be clear to you that delta y, and we will calculate the power. So there is some. So at this point, just keep in mind that magic number that I said √3, that you look the relationship between line to line and line phase to neutral √3 times. So here there is no current example, but we will see this current will be √3 times of this current. So that √3 is that magic number. So I will discuss with you that how that √3 comes and what to do. Okay, so with that, I like to stop here. I think some of you have classes.